You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
That's right, the next governor of Florida.
Andrew Gillum. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
Oh, we doing wonderful, man.
Andrew, you tired yet? You on that campaign trail stomping? You tired yet?
Man, I'm not tired. I'm just losing my voice, but I got the energy, man. We're rounding out this statewide bus tour. I got your girl Angela Rye on the bus with me, along with a few others. But man, it's been incredible these last couple of days. We're just trying to, make sure folks do their job. I put it all on the field, man. I put it all out there, my family and I, and we feel good about the race we've run these last 18 months. And now it's time, it's time for folks to do their job.
Well, listen, we're running this on Tuesday, so the polls will be open on Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock. Give everybody just a quick synopsis of what you plan to do for Florida, your 3 or 4 biggest points that you want to do for Florida.
Yeah, it begins with our education system. In Florida, we basically turned over the keys of education to private, for-profit, charter schools. And now we rank 40th out of 50th in quality. Our teacher pay in the state is the 45th lowest of all 50 states. We're the 3rd largest state in America. The fact that we're back of the pack in education is an embarrassment to all of us. I want to reform the criminal justice system here in the state of Florida. In Florida, 60% of the people who are sitting in jail today in the state are there not because they've been found guilty of a crime, but because they could not afford the money bail system. They couldn't afford to make bail, and so they're sitting in jail, costing the state $880 million a year just sitting there waiting for their day in court. We also got to repeal stand your ground here in the state of Florida. It is open season on our children in the state of Florida so long as a law that allows a vigilante to, in the recesses of their own mind, assess a person of color or otherwise to be a threat and under the cover of the law be able to snuff out somebody's life. And then finally, I have to say, and this is in no particular order, but we've got to change this state's economy. Right now, we are largely driven off of a low-wage economy where folks got to work 2 and 3 jobs just to take care of themselves and their families. It is my opinion, and maybe this is a moral statement, but I don't believe people who work full-time jobs, who get up and go to work 40 hours a week, ought to be paid a poverty wage. And it's one of the reasons why I've come out in favor of a $15 minimum wage. There's so much, honestly, after 20 years of Republican control in this state that is deserving of fixing, but if I had to name a few, those would be they.
So $15 an hour minimum wage, Florida stand your ground law, a boost in public education spending.
That's right.
Oh, don't forget Medicare for all. I read your article in the New Yorker this weekend.
We're 100% for Medicare for all. We got to, we're the wealthiest nation in all the world. Florida has $1 trillion economy. And we didn't even expand Medicaid for 700,000 of the most medically needy people under Obamacare. Our governor said he didn't believe in Obamacare, didn't expand it, and that cost the state of Florida about $6 billion in last year's budget alone. Money we didn't pull down from Washington, D.C. that we could have pulled down and gone to the state's budget. Honestly, y'all, this isn't a Democrat or Republican. The job of the governor of the state of Florida is to do what's in the best interest of the people of the state of Florida. It's in our best interest to pull down those resources. It would have been in our best interest to accept that $2 billion that Barack Obama tried to send to Florida to build high-speed rail, and we said no thank you. So my job as governor is to act in everybody's best interest, not just the well-heeled and well-connected, but all of us.
Now, what about all those shootings that's going on in Florida? It seems like there's a lot of teens and kids with guns.
Yeah, man, it's insane. Over in Jacksonville, and they're in your listenership. Just last weekend, they had a shooting. This past weekend, rather, at a high school football game.
Right.
Kids doing what kids do, going to a high school football game, and the kids that don't leave alive. Right. And then obviously this weekend they had the shooting at this gaming incident down at the Jacksonville Landing. Guys in the gaming, deal. He gets upset, because he loses and goes and gets a gun and comes back in and starts to take out lives.
Right.
There are a lot of layers to this, y'all, but we can't escape the fact that there's just such over access to guns unnecessarily in our society, and really America has to deal with that conflict. I'm not anti-Second Amendment, but I certainly believe that certain weapons don't have a place on our city streets. For instance, guns that can fire off 60 bullets in 60 seconds. Those aren't weapons for civilian use. You ought to join the military if you want to shoot a gun like that.
Right.
It has no place in civilized society.
And one of the best things about Andrew Gillum is that a lot of times people who are politicians have millions of dollars and they're able to use that money and they're kind of disconnected from the issues of the average person. But you yourself have always stressed the fact that you're not a millionaire running for office, running for governor, and you've come this far just because of the support you've gotten from the people, and you can also relate to what people really need.
Angela, I agree with you. We of the 5 candidates running in this race for governor, I'm the only candidate who is a non-millionaire, and we're not ashamed of it, because the truth is I actually think of the 5 of us, I might be the only one that has a mortgage. Right, my wife every day. That's the notion. That's crazy notion.
So things that affect all of us when we talk about healthcare, when we talk about stand your ground, when we talk about all of these things, minimum wage, you understand exactly what that feels like.
Well, I tell you, it matters to have a governor, y'all, who really does understand the everyday lived experiences of people in this state. You can't act with urgency over something you've never experienced. You can empathize all day long. But when you know what it's like to watch a mother and father trade between which bills they could pay before something got cut off, or waiting for the free dental clinic to come through the neighborhood before you could get your teeth cleaned, or maybe you're a business owner and you understand what it's like to have to wait 3 months to get your government check for work that you performed 3 months ago. If you're waiting that long to get paid, folks go out of business waiting that long. When you're a small business in the state. And so those kinds of things matter to everyday Floridians. And we've been talking about those things all the way through this race. And I think what people ought to take comfort in is when they allow me to be their governor, when they allow me to go to work on their behalf, they're going to have somebody there who's not just reading about it, looking at press releases, waiting for the next weather meter to go up and tell us what direction the wind is blowing. They'll have somebody there who understands it because I've lived it. And I think that lived experience is going to serve me well as we work to try to put my state back on track.
And I don't like to do identity politics, but let's keep it real. You'll be the first black governor. That says something, okay?
No, I mean, that's real, y'all. I felt it, whether we call it out or not, I certainly felt like
you were black
times on this race, for sure. I mean, just in the way that some things have run. But you know what? The truth is there are folks who have persisted through a lot worse. And we have the opportunity, I think, in this day and age, right here in the state of Florida, to resist the national politics of division and derision and racism and homophobia and xenophobia and the shredding and ripping apart of families that we see happening and playing out on our news screens on a national level. Florida has a chance to, through this primary today, to move voters to the poll and, frankly, remind America of America's values. The fact that, all is not lost. There are common and decent and caring and people who are willing to fight for everyday folks again, still in society and still in government. The question is, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to sit at home and keep complaining, Snapchatting, Facebooking, booking, Instagramming, and tweeting about it, or are we going to go out and exercise our right to vote? Because so often, my big complaint is that, so many of us who withdraw from the process are part of the problem. Elections are choices, and they have consequences. 6 million people fewer voted in the 2016 election than voted in the 2012 election, and we got who we got as president. There are consequences for not showing up in the process. So, folks, now we got to choose whether or not we're going to be part of the complaining class or part of the solutions class.
Well, go out there and vote. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's it. You got it. That's it.
Go out there
and vote for my man Andrew
Tomorrow,
Gillum, man.
Tuesday, August 28th. Go vote. It means a lot. Get to the polls. We're letting you know early. Get out there and vote again. Tuesday, August 28th, Florida. We need you at the polls, please.
Tomorrow. Hold on a second, Andrew. So we're going to edit this today?
See, if we air it today, then you also get the YouTube.
Oh, got you.
You get the YouTube as well.
All right. So, yeah, we're going to edit today, Drew. Yes.
All right, there it is. So I mean, basically, we need people to get on it. They can't vote on Monday, but Tuesday, first thing. I mean, that's the order of the day. We got to go vote. Period.
Polls open at what time? 7 a.m. Right?
7 a.m. 7 to 7.
All right, Florida, let's do the right thing,
Let's
man.
make history.
Andrew
right.
Gillum, the next governor of Florida, baby.
Get out there and vote. Again, tomorrow, Tuesday, August 28th. Get your ass out there and vote. And we appreciate you for checking in.
And you can still donate to the campaign, too, right? There's one more day left, Drew?
No, man, we're done. We're done on that part. But we'll pick it up again on the 29th when we become the nominee.
My man.
All right.
All right, Drew.
Andrew Gillum.
All right, y'all. Take care.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.